What would you do if the person you trusted more than anyone became the reason you lost everything? Stella and Jane were not just best friends, they were sisters at heart. They grew up together in a small village, survived poverty together, and worked tirelessly to build a successful business from nothing. Their friendship inspired everyone around them, but as their success grew, so did something dangerous hidden inside Jane's heart. What started as a small feeling of jealousy soon became a betrayal that would shatter years of trust, destroy a thriving business, and leave Stella questioning everything she believed about friendship. How could the friend who promised to stand beside her forever become the one who brought her downfall? Stay until the end to discover the shocking truth behind Stella and Jane's friendship and the powerful lesson that changed their lives forever. Behind every smile is a story. Behind every success is a battle. Here on Silent Victory, we uncover the journeys of courage, resilience, and determination that inspire millions. Subscribe and join us as we celebrate victories that changed lives forever. Stella sat alone in her office long after Jane had walked away. The silence felt unbearable. The company they had built together was collapsing. Investors were pulling out. Clients were losing confidence. Employees were worried about their future. But none of that hurt as much as the betrayal. For days, Stella barely slept. She kept asking herself the same question. Why? Why would the friend who had shared her childhood, her struggles, and her dreams do this? No answer could ease the pain. Soon, news of the scandal spread across the region. People whispered about the failed friendship. Some blamed Jane. Others blamed Stella for trusting too much. The criticism came from every direction. For the first time in years, Stella felt completely alone. One evening, she returned to the old mango tree where she and Jane used to sit as children. The tree had not changed, but everything else had. As she sat beneath its branches, an elderly woman from the village approached her. "You look defeated," the woman said gently. Stella lowered her eyes. "I lost everything." The woman smiled softly. "No, you lost money. You lost a business partner. You lost a friend. But you have not lost yourself." Those words stayed with Stella. For the first time in months, she felt a small spark of hope. The next morning, Stella made a decision. She would stop focusing on what she had lost. She would focus on what remained. Her knowledge, her experience, her determination, and most importantly, her character. Slowly, Stella began rebuilding. She met former clients personally and explained what had happened. She accepted responsibility for mistakes she had not even made. Many people respected her honesty. Some clients returned, then more followed. The process was slow and painful, but every small victory gave Stella new strength. Meanwhile, Jane was enjoying her newfound success. She had taken control of many contracts and believed she had finally won. She bought an expensive house, a luxury car, and designer clothes. To outsiders, it looked like she was living her dream life. But something was wrong. The same greed that had destroyed her friendship was now affecting her business decisions. She became arrogant. She ignored advice. She treated employees poorly. She focused only on money. People began noticing. Clients started leaving. Employees resigned. Investors grew concerned. The businessmen who had encouraged her betrayal eventually stopped returning her calls. Without Stella's leadership and integrity, Jane's empire began to crack, yet she refused to admit it. Months later, Stella's rebuilt company was gaining momentum again. This time, she surrounded herself with trustworthy people and stronger systems. Her new team respected her, not because she was successful, but because she had endured failure without giving up. One afternoon, Stella was invited to speak at a business conference. Hundreds of entrepreneurs filled the hall. As she stood on stage, she shared her story. She spoke about trust, betrayal, resilience, and the importance of character. The audience listened in silence. When she finished, the room erupted into applause. At that same moment, Jane was sitting alone in her office. Her company was drowning in debt. Several major contracts had been canceled. The success she had stolen was slipping through her fingers. For the first time, she finally understood something. The business had never succeeded because of greed. It had succeeded because of trust. And she had destroyed the very thing that made it valuable. A few weeks later, Jane arrived unexpectedly at Stella's office. The receptionist informed Stella. For a moment, Stella simply stared at the door. Years of memories rushed through her mind. Finally, she agreed to meet her. Jane entered slowly. She looked different, older, tired, broken. Neither woman spoke for several seconds. Then Jane lowered her head. "I'm sorry." The words hung in the air. "I thought money would make me happy," Jane continued. "I thought success was something I could take. I was wrong. I lost everything that mattered." Tears filled her eyes. Stella listened quietly. The pain of the past was still there. But so was wisdom. Forgiveness, she realized, did not mean forgetting. It meant refusing to let bitterness control her future. "I hope you learn from this," Stella said calmly. Jane nodded. She knew some wounds could never fully heal. She stood and walked toward the door. Before leaving, she turned back one final time. "I'm sorry for destroying our friendship." Then she left, this time forever. Stella watched the door close. There was sadness, but there was also peace, because she had learned one of life's greatest lessons. Not everyone who starts the journey with you is meant to finish it with you. Some people enter your life as blessings. Others enter as lessons. Stella learned that trust is valuable, but it should never blind us to reality. She lost her business, her friendship, and everything she had built, but she refused to let betrayal define her future. Instead, she rebuilt her life stronger, wiser, and more determined than ever. Jane, on the other hand, discovered too late that greed can destroy the very things we treasure most. Money and success could never replace loyalty, friendship, and integrity. Thesamy is willing integrity. The lesson from Stella and Jane's story is simple. Not everyone who starts the journey with you is meant to finish it with you. Some people come into your life as blessings, while others come as lessons. If this story touched your heart, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more powerful motivational stories. Also, tell us in the comments, have you ever been betrayed by someone you trusted? We'd love to hear your thoughts. Remember, no matter how many life knocks you down, you can always rise again. Please subscribe, like, and comment if you enjoyed the story, and see you in the next story.